Like, what are you gonna talk about? That's how I was just gonna say.
Hey everybody, this is Stock Company here.
Okay then.
Yeah, you're about to hear it. Uh, Welcome by today's live stream. This is a little bit of an off-topic live stream, related to a little bit of eBay, related to selling, business, and all that. But today's topic is the difficulties related to selling artwork on eBay. But it's sort of not
What are you
just
talking about
eBay,
that shit?
but just selling art in general, um, with a big focus on eBay. So, for those of you who may or may not know, I'm also an artist, do artwork of all kinds, been doing it for many years. Painting, drawing, making comic books, making projects for people. I've been doing it pretty much since middle school, past high school, into college, university, and then a little bit here and there in some of the work. The eBay shop here, if you want to take a look at what we have, ebay.com/USR slash forward slash Alex Max shop here. So this particular store has been up and running since 2018, but I've been selling artwork probably I would say around 2014. But I've done projects and stuff, for free or for training or whatever, or for experience way before even 2014. So, first thing we're going to do is kind of explain what I've used to do, how I started off, and how it's been kind of developed through the years to give you a quick historical background or timeline. Um, so, pretty much starting doing, doodles, and then eventually doodles turned into comics. Uh, and then the comics over the years have progressed into larger projects, from your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 page little stories to 10 to 20 page stories to now my largest comic book project has over, I think, 4 or 5 chapters now. Um, so that may be something I follow up further on. Um, and if you look at some of my early videos on the Thigh Company channel, you'll see some more of the comic book related topics. But in this topic, I'm talking more about the fine arts, so your paintings, maybe landscape, portrait work, and things of that nature. So typically, work you would do on like a canvas versus a piece of paper, and then those canvas paintings you perhaps as an actual canvas on a frame or maybe a board or canvas board or something of that nature. And lately, my latest work has been on canvas with the intent that um, I have this made for sale, not for necessarily for relaxation or a hobby. And I'm kind of years and years past that. I mean, I had discussions back in high school why I told people, I'm tired of just doing work for myself. It's time to make money, time to turn into a business. So, at least I make money to pay for the art supplies, and then food and housing and, your basic needs. And then on from there to, making possibly a career. But I'll give you a little bit more of my experience. So 2014, I think, so back in high school was sort of when I went and decided to branch out of using my mom's eBay account to actually making my own. And I think 2014, I think, was when I was actually selling the artwork. And I have a Facebook page, and I have an album here of all the different works I did back in the past. So I think these doodles on Fiverr is pretty much what started making money first. For example, I was doing like line art or marker art back in 2015, and from there I focused more on eBay. And this is one project, line art stuff, and then did figure designs, and then I think I did a comic book page, um, and then pretty much stopped doing the Fiverr projects, focused only on eBay. And I think at that time when I switched to only working on eBay, I was in community college, out of high school. Didn't really know what to sell the artwork for, and I had pretty much a very large album of work that eventually sold. Um, and I don't know if I sold all the pieces, but it was enough to make probably a few $100s here and there. Uh, and this album sort of kind of mixed. I don't know why it's split up, but the Fiverr stuff I think was what started first, and then some of the watercolor pieces. Like this is a 2014 piece that sold. And what's funny, a lot of people are telling me, "Oh, you underprice your art," and I understand that, but you have to go with the market. And at this time, I was fine selling it for about $10 here, $15 there. Especially when you taking a look back, this stuff was like on a piece of copy paper with pencil drawings and watercolor. For $10, I think is very not bad at all. Um, what else happened? Let's see. Some of my pieces ended up keeping. Like I still have this piece here, uh, which I was told. Funny story or interesting story, I guess. Uh, I made this piece back in 2014 is when I made the piece. Um, I don't know why I marked this as sold because I still have this piece with me to this day, but I was told not to sell it because the story goes is that I was trying to sell it for years on eBay. Nothing ever really came about it. No one ever sent me any offers or bought the price. And I think I listed it for $259.99. I don't know what you all think. Is that a good price to sell it at or not? Um, Again, it value goes to what the person's willing to pay when it comes to art. I can't. It's not easy to really put a price on something like this, of course, because maybe one person's like, "Oh, I'll give you $20 for it," while another person's like, "Hey, I like it. My budget's 2,000. Here, I'll give you 2,000 for this piece." And I've kind of come and go with those experiences as well. So to wrap up this piece right quick, never wasn't able to sell it when my uncle from Russia came over to the U.S. He saw this piece and asked for me to not sell the piece, and he wanted to give this piece to his wife. And he never took the piece, even though he was here about two, three, four times. And unfortunately, nothing ever came about of that. And then my uncle passed away in 2021 from COVID, and piece is still here. We may end up taking it to Russia during the summer. I've tried doing that many times, and of course, nobody wants to do anything, or to say, or because of luggage restrictions or whatever, no one wants to do it. Perhaps this year something may come about. Hard to say exactly, but just to show you, sometimes people may look at this as a sentimental piece. And so that's just one piece that kind of sit here. This was a Fiverr piece that somebody paid money for, and then, uh, from my understanding, the person never gave shipping information, so they essentially donated $40 and then never wanted the piece. So sort of a commission. I did send them photographs of it. They liked the piece for 40, and this was on canvas board. And I think back in 2014 when I made it, um, this was essentially back when I was doing the abstract work. I've pretty much stopped doing abstract work for the most part, unless somebody does request it. Uh, and this was a Fiverr piece. I think that was like the last of the Fiverr. And then eBay pieces, all kind of random. Be honest, I think the first one I ever sold on eBay was blue, green, yellow piece. I can find it here. Again, here we go. Facebook likes to scatter their photos around. This one sold for 20. It was an old piece. I don't know what the original orange background, if you can see that, was. Uh, but I literally just put blue here, white here, green, yellow, and then used an etching tool. I think it was like a spatula or something, and gave it a little bit of a texture, repainted it over, and you could call it sort of a collage or abstract, whatever you want to call it. But this was the first piece I sold for $20, and I was glad that I actually sold a piece at that point. So then I sold a watercolor piece here. This one sold for $5. Uh, this one was another abstract acrylic painting, sold for 40 back in 2014. This one I think was one of the larger paintings that I sold. This one sold for $79.99 to a designer based, I think, in New York or New Jersey, right in that Union City area into New York. Designer was using it for some sort of modern art project, and they bought the piece in 2016 for $79.99. And literally, it was an old piece I never finished, and then put pink paint over it, and then made a diamond pattern, and somebody liked it. So just you never know what somebody will buy. And then I think more recently, I had a lot of works that were done on paper, but like an art paper, so it's a more high quality, sort of like construction paper. And I remember they bought a bunch of pieces at once, I think. I don't remember if this is the collection. See, this one was sold for $10. And at that point, I was fine with selling all these pieces for $10. This one sold for 20. This one was back when Hunger Games was popular. This one sold for 20, and it was made on cardboard. Literally cut out a square of cardboard and had oil pastel crayons. Drew it on that, and then for $20 shipped that out. So that was nice as well. I think that one took me like 1 or 2, 3 hours to do. This one was a cubism piece, sold for $53.26. So that's with shipping and tax and all that, or sales tax. So that's nice. Sold that. And then I think the last of the 2014 through 17 or community college years, this was a few collections or a few pieces of a collection that I sold. And all these were done by me here. This one is a mixed media paint. 15 here, another one on paper, and I think all of these were done on paper. This is a canvas board here, $5.99. That one sold really cheap, but it's an easy painting to do. This is another very easy one that sold for $30, $29.99. And then I think this one was an easier piece too, $8.99. So again, prices are all over the place. This one, what did this one sold? $5.79 for a very easy piece to do. This is in the Cubism one, $6.99. So, I did a lot of these kinds of work in the past, and I think this is what latest that's sold. This one's a little bit more complex, $14.99, small piece, 8 by 10 inches. And I decided that I was going to, get out of doing this kind of work and do more high quality stuff. Big canvases, stuff that will kind of bring in more money, essentially. So what I did now, kind of more complex stuff. Currently on eBay, I have 7 pieces listed up for sale. Let's see what's sold. So I have this piece here, that piece here, Let's see here. I had originally had this piece up, and then I took it down and got rid of this artwork and painted over with a different piece because I wasn't crazy about the work here. I thought the moon was messed up, needed to somehow fix that, and then eventually I just was like, I'm done messing with it. But I think the boats were done here pretty well, so I might redo this piece later on. Would be nice. Uh, what else did I do? This one was a recent piece here. Let's see, it's coming out a little grainy by the looks of it. I don't know why it's doing that, so I have to retake photos. This is another piece I did recently as well. So yeah, I have probably about 7 listed right now. I'll list the other 2 recently made as well on eBay. This is another artwork here that's in a very nice frame, but it's a small piece, so 8 by 10. I don't know what price I'll get for it. So I've made a huge thing here. Original handmade painting by the artist, signed on canvas, front and back, and then a lot of basic artwork experience. Talking about landscaping, so it kind of draws the person in. So anyway, will now switch more on the eBay page here. Get out of Facebook. Let's see here. Alright, so I'll have, besides paintings, I have all kinds of stuff for sale here. So I'm going to go to, yeah, I think I'm pretty much on the art page right now. Yeah, because you have 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 5, should be 7 listings here. Let me go to just art. So it pulls that up. Yep, 7 listings. So here are the 7 I have. I've played around with the shipping with the prices. Let me know what you think about the prices. Sometimes the prices change here and there, but the main thing is all the paintings are best offer. So if there is a room for negotiation, always make sure that's open and available for any interested buyers. And I'm trying to do more high quality work. So once I upload that boat and the one of the tree, or the ship and the tree, then collection should go to 9. And then I have a few other pieces that are in the works as well. My Instagram page has more, I think, more of an accurate showing of what I have. Here we go. See, I like this more. Here's a piece that I'm trying to work on and fix. Apparently people do like it though, so that's nice. I might try to redo this, or maybe just upload it to eBay as is. I am curious what people think about this piece. I've had mixed opinions. I have people who say I need to improve it. I have said people who like it the way it is. And then there's a lot of paintings I want to go back and maybe try to make a reproduction of. I don't know how well that will work. So this painting I need to sell. I have a link to it. There's another one. So they're all in the eBay store, and I have a link on my Instagram to the eBay store as well. It's Alex Max Shop here. So yeah, the tricky thing though is I haven't sold any paintings when it comes to recent time. So like, I think I haven't sold anything after 2020. I'm not sure on that exactly, but I think it's time to get back into doing art. But those small $5, $10 projects, I'm not really crazy for that. Unless it's like extremely easy and I can do like, a bunch of them in an hour. So, we'll always see how that goes. But this, I think, would be of better use to work on. So yeah, and so when it comes to pricing, um, I'm looking at a lot of the market research, and I want to show you all what I do when I look at what price to put up. Um, First thing I'm doing is because I would say I'm still in the starting artist phase. I don't have a very huge following. However, my eBay store in general has a decent following. I have 43 followers, over 2,000 items sold, almost 700 feedback there. And then YouTube has what, like 180 subscribers now, last time I checked. And Facebook's got a lot. My comic book page has several hundred of followers. Uh, let's see here. If you refer back to that old video, one of the old first videos on this channel, you'll see the comic book page. I might make a comeback to the comic book page later, but hopefully I'm gonna increase this to a larger collection, more than 7 paintings. But I want to show you the competition here. So first thing I'll show you is some of my saved sellers here. Some people who I save to look at to do research. Um, let's see, JLN Outlets also resell Rabbit on YouTube. This is a very big YouTube channel. His store has a lot, but he doesn't do any art. His is just more reselling in general. Uh, this is the only American artist I know that's very successful on eBay. Jose Trujillo. So his work is sort of more or less abstract, but is highly collected by collectors. And I can show you, these are auction pieces here, 15 bucks shipping, and then I think they all start at 99 cents or so. But people go in and they bid on the artwork, and he makes a good living off of it. And just to show you, these are all auctions that are going to end probably today. As you can tell, 36 minutes, 43 minutes, 40, 50, here and there. But his style of art is kind of like what I call fast art. So stuff he probably does, after years of selling, he's developed a certain style that he's found that his audience enjoys. So I do enjoy looking at his pieces, but I like researching the business strategy here more to understand or have ideas of what to do. So he's probably among one of the best established artists on eBay that I can think of. But he has a very enormous collection. He has over 3,000 listings here, which is quite a lot. And then I'll show you another international seller. This example is a seller based in China, mainland China. They have over 29,000 listings, but their style or business platform or format is designed to make reproductions of very famous artwork pieces. And on top of artwork, they also sell all kinds of other stuff. But so they just seem to more or less put out a very, very large collection of pieces that are likely to sell based on the already established popularity. And these are handmade pieces. They have a studio in China, I believe Shanghai is where they're located at. And it's a studio, so let's say, what's a good example? Let's do Lyubov Sergeyevna Popova. So this is a Impressionism, Cubism style artwork here. And they do their artwork on canvas that's unframed, unstretched, so that it's just on canvas material. And This is an established business. As you can see here, we set up our own oil painting studio back in 2005 to allow us to provide the best quality art. Unlike the vast majority of companies out there, we do not rely on third-party suppliers. So they don't basically buy work from other places or other entities. They have their artists there at the studio produce the work. And then they give a lot of description, deliveries through China Post, usually about a month wait for the process and everything. But as you can tell, they have 99.6% positive feedback and have over 73,000 items sold. And in other words, it's a very large business. And then they also do like balloons, ties, and kind of like small things that are associated with parts and different pieces in terms of production. So pretty interesting thing as well. But if I go to, let's say, art, you'll see all kinds and different categories. This is more of the collectible stuff that's been selling and trending on eBay. Here we go, art is what I'm looking at. But you can get all kinds of different ideas of what's selling. Paintings is one area I look at. Drawings and sketches is another thing I do too, but the paintings is sort of more of what I'm looking to sort of progress in. And you can look at the market and see what's selling. So what do I do? So this is just general of all kinds of things people are selling here. Original paintings here and there. So this is just people selling stuff. What I like to do is look at what people actually buy. So to do that, let's do, as an example, let's do Impressionism, Impressionist painting. All right, over 22,000 listings. All kinds of paintings, some framed, some unframed. So I'm going to go to actual sold items here on eBay. And it'll give me a collection of what people have actually purchased. See, here's an example. Susan Riker Knox or Ricker Knox. 265 plus 20 shipping, so about 285 minus eBay fees. I imagine 250, 240, maybe 220, somewhere in that range is what the seller made from that. We also have all kinds of stuff here from Germany, all across the world, France. So a very large collection. But at least it gives you ideas of what people buy. So yeah, kind of gives you all kinds of different ideas, stuff to make. But I was told to focus on landscape, and the reason I'm kind of in that area is based off of YouTube research. I was told that a lot of the Chinese, those big factories that have these large studios with like hundreds of painters, landscapes seem to be a very major, what I call bread and butter area of profit. So people who buy these pieces are usually your real estate, hotels, restaurants, but essentially they do everything they can offer. And then some of my pieces, I think this is the oldest one I have for sale from 2013. So I do like to date the pieces as well. Whenever somebody buys a piece, I go in and make sure everything's signed. I do typically on the back of the painting, I have a date written down on when the date of the art was made, and all kinds of stuff from there. So yeah, it pretty much is the live stream showing of what I have for sale. That I'll be posting more pieces up for sale. So yeah, again, if you want to take a look at what we have in our store, go to ebay.com/USR/AlexMacShop, AlexMacShop, and we'll certainly love to get you a deal on the pieces. Let me know if you're interested in a particular one, and we can work something out. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below what you